What would you think of a scout that does the absolute minimum and becomes an Eagle Scout? Hey, ScouterStan, thanks for joining me in our community here on YouTube. This is a wonderful thing, and we get to talk about fun things, serious things, all the things in between. So, with that, let's talk a little bit about an experience that I've had with a scout who did the minimum. Now, this scout went on to earn the Eagle Scout rank. Now, when I joined this unit, this scout had already gone through the process of rank advancement. In looking in this scout's book, when he was trying to show that he was improving physically, he only improved by 1. So if he did 10 push-ups, he did 11 to show improvement. At every Scoutmasters conference, he was always challenged to take on leadership and do more, and never did. When he did, it was always a secondary role. It was always an assistant. He never was active as the leader. And even then, he only did the minimum, exactly the minimum of what he could get away with. Every merit badge that this scout did was by the letter, barely, just enough to get the merit badge. I mean, he was right on the line. He never went beyond, never pushed forward. Ironically, this scout never had any partials. Now, partials are when you do some of the requirements and don't finish the merit badge. Every merit badge he started, he finished, barely. Now, this wasn't a matter of distraction. Young people are pulled in every direction you can think of. Everything from band to clubs to you name it. I mean, there's a lot of pressure on youth for other activities. This scout did none of that. So there was no distraction whatsoever. So many times the scout skills that we teach in scouting are to kind of influence the scout to move forward, to take on bigger challenges. This never happened with this scout. It's one thing to do the minimum requirements, but we want that scout spirit to move forward, to be a leader, to be more active, to maybe even step up and go a little bit, not much, just a little bit forward. Unfortunately, this scout fell between the requirements. He should have been mentored. He should have been encouraged to move up, to go and do more for the betterment of the troop. And before they knew it, the troop found him to be a life scout. The time for mentoring and helping him move above and beyond was kind of out of their control. Now, some would say that he did the minimum, he did the requirements, but think about that. Is that really an Eagle Scout? Is that somebody that should be looked to as a leader, as somebody that could mentor people to do better? That's something that we are in the process of doing as scout leaders. This Life Scout even struggled with his own Eagle project. He constantly had to make revisions and add things to that so that it would make the bare minimum as a project. Originally, this scout didn't even have people helping him with the project. How do you show leadership in a leadership project without people to lead? It was even too late when the Scoutmaster gave a letter to the Eagle Review Board trying to outline why this particular scout did just the minimum. They even took a long time to talk about this scout, and they could not find any reason to deny or refuse this Eagle Scout. As soon as he was declared an Eagle Scout, We never saw him again. He never came back to a meeting. He never had a ceremony. He never gave back to the community. He disappeared. It was an incredibly sad Eagle Scout, believe it or not. I took it personally, okay? If there was a moment that I could meet with that scout and talk with them and try to motivate them to succeed and move forward and do good things for the community, that would have been great. But that was a missed opportunity. Do you know of a scout like this? Is there one in your troop or in your crew? If there is, you need to take them under your wing and start mentoring them to succeed. You want to create a good leader. That's the wonderful thing about scouting, is that we create good leaders. And if we don't take those opportunities, when we see a scout doing the minimum, we need to talk to them. We need to start working with them. That's critical. It's one thing to do the minimum, but it really has a problem with scout spirit. And that is a big part of what a scoutmaster goes over when they do their scoutmaster review for rank advancement. So that's something that this scout missed out on. Don't let your scouts lose the scout spirit by just doing the minimum. By just doing the minimum is setting them up for mediocrity. It's not good. We need to have good leaders with scout spirit, with the scout oath and scout law as their guiding light. Not the minimum. That's critical. And as scout leaders, this is rare. This is rare. This is very rare. And I actually saw it happen. It was sad. To me, it was sad. But he did all the requirements. He's an Eagle Scout. But nobody would ever know. No one would ever expect it. It's a surprise to probably himself. It's really sad. But that's something that we need to change. We need to turn the corner on that. We need to make our scouts understand scout spirit, that they can succeed, they can do wonderful things for themselves and the community they live in. So that's the wonderful thing. We as scout leaders need to mold these young people towards doing more, going forward. Not the minimum. Don't go down that road. You want to mentor them. You want to coach them. You want to get them down the right path. And a great way to do that is making scouting fun, okay? That might be the whole reason he was just doing the minimum. It's like he does 3 laughs at every joke. You know, that's the thing about scouting. We need that sense of humor. It will help us as leaders identify scouts that are having problems. That's what I've always believed. Humor has a lot to do with scouting, and we need to bring that more into our scouting lives, is to have that scouting spirit. And with that, let's talk about the Scouter's Joke of the Week. Where do polar bears keep their money? In a snowbank. See, they're silly, they're dumb, okay? I understand that. But see, the thing is, it's a sense of humor. If you get somebody to smile, you know they've got a sense of humor. And they're not going to do the minimum, right? So let's keep doing those things. Let's identify scouts that are sitting back and doing the minimum. Let's start identifying those scouts that need mentors, that need coaching, that need help, and help those scouts succeed. And I know you do. I know you do. And take them under your wing and try to encourage those young people to do good things, not only for themselves, but for their community. That's the key. We are in the process of creating tomorrow's leaders. Now, that's not a cliche, okay? We are doing that, okay? And you're doing a great job of that. So keep finding those things and keep helping America become even better. Until next time, I will see you on the trail.